we're back. Alright. Who remembers what happened last week?
Barely remember my name.
Squirrel.
I'll try to remember. I think we verified all the buyers, or in that room area.
Ah, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys infiltrated stealthily and like did a bunch of shit.
Yeah, even I hid in like a super giant cloak because we were like stealthy like that.
Yeah, you did Harry Potter invisibility cloak.
Yeah, jelly.
And let's see here.
Yeah. So I think we got all the names, and we just need to. I don't know if we paid the toll yet. I don't think we did, but we're going to.
Yeah, the thrones to buy in.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, you had found out a few things. You found out about the midshipmen getting kicked out. Found where the Iron Wolves are kind of like based primarily. Dave 2 gave you a lot of information. Is with the Emperor now. Well, at least you hope.
Yeah, he's not.
Greg. I mean Dave.
We'll always remember you, Greg.
So sad.
While he's screaming as his soul is being eaten by demons.
It's so awful. I wish we could save
I
him.
have some cryptic notes here. I have some names.
Sexy wolf? Question mark?
On Earth, Zeovis.
Matt, is that in your notes?
Apparently
Maybe.
there's 60 guards.
Well, I guess you are investigating the Iron
I
Wolves.
talked to the guy who got kicked out.
Yep, Midshipman Valeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were riling him up.
You got him pretty drunk,
We're
yeah.
riling him up.
Listen, alcohol and riling up go hand in hand.
I mean, you just have to give him some sarsaparilla and grease up the blood. But you did get a lot of investigation done last week. And it is...
Just gotta figure out how to act on it.
Yeah. And I believe it is currently the next... Yeah, it's currently morning, so...
2 more days.
Yeah, you got 2 days until the auction starts, and 6 days until the ship ends up out of warp. So yeah, it's the morning. Gar hears... Actually, Gar is actually still in the other section, in the other area of the other cargo hold. So he's actually not in his the one he had set up in normally, but they're about the same. A whole load of pilgrims being transferred. So it is the standard early morning. You hear people, getting up, calls to prayer, people brewing coffee.
Nope, I lost sound.
No.
That's not good.
But sound is important for hearing. We can hear that.
These are excellent for vandalizing automobiles.
Boom won't work. Come on, man.
So you can't hear us, but it's weird because we can hear you.
He can't hear you to confirm that.
Yeah.
His AirPods are in.
Okay. That works again.
We can.
You can hear us?
No, I can hear you, yes.
It's like that thing I saw. Zoom is like a modern seance. Are you there? Can you hear us? Say your name.
If you're there, please say your name.
All right. So yeah, it's early morning. You hear calls to prayer, coffee being made, breakfast being made, people waking up, just your standard crowd. What is everyone doing?
Sneezing.
Well, Watchmaker needs to stop that. It's an enclosed environment.
Yeah, well.
He's got his mask on. It's okay.
He's got his AirPods in.
So yeah, what are the acolytes doing in the morning?
Should we check the that transmitter thing again?
Yeah.
Comms leech?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead and roll tech use to see if you can successfully comms leech.
Okay.
Yeah. So listening in to the comms leech, you just hear a standard Iron Wolves patrol. You actually hear like one of the patrols signing off. They're the late night shift and the early morning shift signing on. So.
Okay, so they're disciplined and they're taking shifts. That makes sense.
I think we need to get more. Was it Morgana? That toll like ASAP, because I think they were starting to sound like they were going to entice us. So we have to find the older guy that was nicer. Was it, or the young? Was it the younger guy?
I think the younger guy was nicer. The old guy's just stuck up.
The one that keeps threatening to airlock everyone.
Yeah. He has no friends.
You don't know that.
I can guarantee you he has no friends.
Well,
he just has people to report to him out of fear.
Yeah, that's true.
Change my mind.
This reminds me of like FBI now. We're like profiling him.
Criminal minds. Heretical minds.
So do we want to do that? Watchmaker could find the person to pay the toll.
Yeah, because I've already got that business arrangement going with them. So
yeah, I think he comes to see him every day or something.
So I'll get the money ready to enter.
I remember what I was trying to get Valeth to do.
I think you were trying to get him to like start a commotion or like help you get into there, so that you can get his room back.
Yeah, you were asking like, oh, if you left anything in there, can you go back and get it?
Right. I was trying to use him for access. I don't remember what the end game there was though.
I think you had specifically mentioned to him putting some sort of lubricant on the boots of the Iron Wolves. But that wasn't really your end game. You just mentioned that to him.
I think I also remember something like itching powder.
Yeah.
Right.
That'd be funny if that's how like we swing things in our favor.
Comic mischief.
It's worked for us for over a year.
All right. So Watchmaker.
Keep that in reserve.
It's our wild card.
So Watchmaker is just at his booth.
Yeah, and then when the guy shows up, I'll pull him aside and tell him I've got the money.
Okay. Well, you don't even have to worry about him pulling aside as you watch him approach, although he's a bit unsteady in his feet as he seems to be slipping a little bit. Yeah, I rolled for this last week and you rolled pretty well.
Nice.
And then they Iron Wolves rolled really terrible to actually see if they spotted them, so
he actually pulled it off.
He actually pulled it off.
We couldn't do that for Dave.
So Dave just had bad luck. Yeah, so he just kind of moving his way towards you.
Like carefully walking, placing each step.
It's like walking on ice.
The buttered cat.
So there, you got my cut from last night. We've been keeping your competitors out of your hair.
I do. And I've got a little something else to send on to a mutual friend.
Ah, good. She'll be happy to hear that. All right, then. Well, I'll just take all of that, and he puts his hand out for the money.
I'm going to do a quick scrutiny to make sure that he's not like, yes, I'll take all of that.
You're pretty sure he's on the level. He's pretty professional. And has really nowhere to go if he did steal it.
Fair play. So yeah, I will give him his share, and I will give him the toll.
So you give him a little bit, the 20%, as well as a rather hefty sack of thrones.
Yep.
And he just goes and he puts that in a little, it's basically a little attaché case that locks. Puts all that in there. It's like, Morgana will be happy to hear that. And he just reaches into his coat and he pulls out, it's a little metal token. It's just stamped steel, but take that It's gonna be your entry into the auction.
Okay, I will take it and I will pocket it to examine once he's gone.
Just show that to any of us on patrol or any of the crew, and they'll be able to escort you to the room where the auction is taking place, and then you'll be free to start the bid. Do note, you're not going to be able to leave the ship until you actually pay. If you do win, of course.
Makes sense.
All right. Well, I'll be back tomorrow for. So, keep business up. He kind of like steadies himself as he walks away. He's trying to look like those boots aren't slick, but he's not doing a great job.
I thought Matt was gonna be like, "You okay there, buddy?"
Oh no, he's just kind of. Somehow I know Gar is involved in this. Well, progress has been made. Probably should do a little bit of fact finding as well. I just.
Okay.
Trying to think of what.
Well, while you're thinking, we'll switch to Gar. What's Gar doing in the other side of the ship?
Shenaniganery.
I guess I've already caused some shenanigans. What kind of further shenanigans could I cause? I really like the itching powder idea. I feel like I can just keep a series of pranks going, and by the time the auction comes, the Iron Wolves will be at like extremely low efficiency because they won't be able to stand up on their boots and
just
like
psychologically break them with the warp
Really
trap
itchy.
version of Home Alone.
Kinda, yeah. I think I'm gonna roll with this. So I'm gonna go around the cargo bay and see if anyone will sell me some itching powder.
All right. Go ahead and make an influence roll to see if anybody actually has anything like that.
Okay.
Could I also make an influence roll to see if I had money changed for some?
Yeah. If you wanted to,
Got a
you
lot
could.
of random stuff.
You're not able to find like itching powder. Like people have like coarse like clothing that they wear as like penance, but at the same time it's not anything that you could put in like somebody's boot or in their clothing that they wouldn't just be able to remove. And Watchmaker, you wanted to take a look for itching powder as well?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll influence.
Nice.
Better.
Yeah.
Extra itching powder.
Watchmaker is able to find it is somebody has this like insulating material that it's basically fiberglass, and like if you kind of pull it apart, they're like, yeah, I mean you pull it apart to wear gloves. Pull it apart and you can like thread it into people's clothing. That should work.
Thank you.
He just hands you like it's basically like a meter by meter like cube.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Gar, Thrones Day came early.
Sweet. Hopefully you can just have that delivered to Gar.
And Volgar's like
to what's his face?
Yeah, while Gar's searching around, you actually Midshipman Valeth actually comes up to him. He's like, we had a good night last night. He hands you some coffee.
Nice. Accept.
All right.
I smile.
It is black coffee with a hint of alcohol in it.
Nice.
Sweet.
It's a capital idea.
Cool. Yeah, I drink the coffee. I smile knowingly at Midshipman Bailiff and say, the enactment of justice truly is like a delicious cup of coffee. And I will kind of casually mention that I've come into possession of this cube of highly irritating insulating fibers that I have nothing to do with. I have no use
Oh,
for this. Midshipman Valeth.
yes. That stuff's used for insulating these ships. Yeah. No, I'm sure we can find some use for it. My boys got in and out without any real trouble last night, so I'm sure they'll be able to make use of this.
Great, great. I'll let you know if I come across any other interesting materials.
Good, 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 good. Oh, don't you worry. We'll find a good use for it. Insulating the ship, of course.
Yes, insulating the ship. Of course.
How is he gonna do it?
Obvious wink.
All right.
These guys. Oh, we can slip laxatives into their food. That's a classic.
They just all fucking die of it.
Yeah, I'm sure some like local priests or like priests nearby have like some herbs that could be, of
Yeah.
use.
I'm gonna start looking for space laxatives now.
Oh God, I can
Oh,
only imagine
great.
what a 40k laxative would be like.
It's like the size of a fucking. Oh God, what would it be the size? It's a suppository.
Jesus Christ. So we'll skip to Gar and Eve. What are I'm sorry, Tigo and Eve. What are Tigo and Eve doing?
I have no clue.
Yeah, I have no clues. I don't think there's really much we can do. We have to kind of keep a low profile if they're threatening and being threatened.
Chewie just looks at Eve. Bork. Rue.
Eve can take Chewie for a walk and keep an eye out for anything suspicious.
Bork, bork. Bork, bork.
I guess I can kind of post up in like the main area and just keep an eye out on things. Is that an awareness if I do that?
Yeah, go ahead and
should I
make
do
it.
an awareness as well?
Yeah, you can both roll awareness to see what you see.
Let's see. Where's my damn? There it is.
Did it work?
I haven't seen it yet. Probably just hasn't gone through yet. There we go.
There it goes.
Wow, nice roll. All right. Let's see here.
I failed.
Tigo sees nothing. I mean, well, he sees a bunch of people. He doesn't see anything suspicious. Eve just sees like Iron Wolves patrols going around. But she doesn't see anything out of the ordinary. It looks just like it has really. The Iron Wolves are just patrolling. You're seeing that you do see that like the patrols do have different people in them from what you've seen before. It looks like maybe the patrols do in fact swap out members, so they're not the same people for the same patrol routes.
Okay.
Currently, it is so it's been about an hour or two by this point. So it's getting closer to lunchtime, but it's not quite to the midday. Watchmaker wanted to do some fact finding.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can try to get a sense of if news is kind of going through the crowds, whether people are a little more tense, and whether there's any specific chatter about protective or potential threats that the Iron Wolves are talking about amongst themselves.
Yeah, go ahead and make like an inquiry roll to kind of get a feel of that.
Inquiry, my old enemy.
You're not really able, like, trying to listen into like conversations, talk to people, find out anything like if the Iron Wolves have heard anything. You're not really able to find anything. They're pretty tight-lipped.
Anything I could do about maybe just eavesdropping on stuff in the where I'm set up with an awareness?
Yeah, go ahead and roll awareness.
All right. It's just doing the chug thing. Give it a sec.
Roll 20. Think the hamsters, they run on their wheels.
Slowly.
The hamsters are still
What
asleep.
did you figure out last time with the slow rolling? You had to like clear the chat or something?
Yeah, I think you have to like reset the thingy. Yeah, we might have to just reset that. All right, well, I'll do that later because it's going to be kind of silly to do it.
Yeah.
All right, just roll like a 1d100. We'll just eyeball it.
Yeah, my awareness is plus 10, so that would be against a 60. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, there we are. Nah, not really. Not able to find anything. Iron Wolves just are kind of like on patrol.
Okay.
Just doing what their standard patrol business.
Coming up dry from the money changing end. Am I getting anything interesting in the money changing, or am I still just being really bad at that?
I mean, it's basically like, let's see here. You know what? Make an influence roll to see if how the money changing business is going. All right. You're actually able to get a few people who had heard about you, and they have nobody else to go to for changing money. So they bring you, basically, they're precious gems. They're not, huge. They're like just little tiny rocks of like precious diamond, sapphire, emeralds, things like that. But you're able to get a good deal on it. They really don't know the value of these things, so you're able to give them about just a little bit less in terms of thrones of what they're actually worth. And if you find somebody who actually knows about gems, then you could probably get a pretty good deal on them.
Nice.
Are they soul gems?
No. If they were, the Eldar would definitely be quite cross with you.
Probably. Unless I gave them to them, but that's a different bag of cats.
That would definitely be... If an Eldar gives you a soul stone, just don't accept it. There's
That's how you get pink eye.
There's nothing good coming from that. But yeah, so Watchmaker's actually able to make a good deal in terms of the money changing business. So yeah, it's good. So actually a very good day for him. Although that very good day is going to translate to a 20% cut for your Iron Wolves friend.
Yeah, these things happen.
All right. Did anybody else want to do anything?
Let me roll for laxatives.
Sure. Go ahead and just roll an influence to see if you're able to find anything.
Space laxatives.
All right. Yeah, Gar, you're able to find a he's basically a pharmacist who
A space pharmacist.
Yeah, he's kind of like older guy with a kind of raggedy jacket, long hair that has plants like woven into it. Which
Does
is
he open the jacket and have a bunch of stuff?
Yeah, he's kind of sitting around a little it's a little heating element with this like kind of worn leather tent. It definitely looks like he has just come out of a forest.
And yet we are in space.
And yet you are in space.
That's amazing.
Do you need anything from me?
Yes.
He sounds like
old man. My guts have been stopped up for days.
Ah, yes.
I require a remedy in quantity.
I have what you need. Takes out like a mortar and pestle, puts some berries in it, grinds them up, adds a little bit of like vinegary smelling stuff to it, dumps it into like a little like flask. You drink this, you'll be empty in no time.
And how many doses is this? my good man.
This'll last you 4 days. Cut it into 1/4 portions each. And
Can we do,
you...
like 2 more of these?
Ooh, you really are stocked up, young man.
Yeah, it's bad. I give him some money.
He like takes the throne, bites it with like what, like a tooth that's still there. He's mostly gum. Yes. Puts like more berry, like just dumps like a whole load of berries into this mortar pestle, grinds them up, adds more of this vinegary substance, and just takes out like a big, like moonshine jug, and just dumps all of it in there.
Cool.
There you go.
Now we're
Growler
talking.
full of laxative.
Drink plenty of water.
Oh, I will.
And come back to me if you need anything else. I have quite the collection.
I can see that. For you. Cool. So I will drop that off with Bailiff as well.
Okay. Valeth takes a look at this. He like pops the cork out of it. Is this for drinking?
Well,
No.
Not for him.
this is medicine, you see,
Iron
Alright.
Wolf's puppy chow.
for your guts.
Okay. Well, I might be
I
able
heard
to.
that you and your staff were all really constipated, so I got this for you.
Wink.
Wink.
Obvious wink.
Sure, we could mix this in with maybe a little alcohol to cover the scent and see if anybody who is in our former quarters would appreciate a drink or two.
I mean, I wouldn't tell you to do something like that.
No, of course not. I mean, you're merely sharing a medicinal supplement with some friends.
Exactly.
He just pops the cork back in and just like wafts the. It's pretty strong smelling.
Excellent.
He takes like the jug and the flask and just kind of like hands it off to one of the people working for him. And he just goes back to like the little tent area he had set up.
My work here is done.
You didn't do anything.
Acquisition specialist.
So yeah, it's about lunchtime at this point.
Well, we can go take lunch to share what we have and haven't learned.
All right. Gar's still in the port section, the port hold.
I guess I'll head back so that we can meet up.
See one of the
Just, I'll just bribe a guy again.
Okay.
Escort me.
make an influence roll to bribe the crew member.
Get bribed. Aw.
Get faded.
You realize all your money is actually like at the other 10. And you've just spent like the last of your money for like buying these laxatives.
I'll tell the guy. I'm gonna command the guy to escort me and tell him that I've got something for him.
Okay. Roll command.
The other cargo. Damn. All right. Well, I'll just get on the microbeat and report in that our friends might find themselves in a state of discomfort to the extreme. I'm gonna save my fate points.
Okay.
That's fair. Every time I use them, I need them immediately after. So.
Well, that feeling.
But yeah, it's lunchtime, so Watchmaker, you gather everyone together?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's like decent lunch being cooked, like pilgrims cooking like boiled meat, a few of them actually frying up something.
right.
And a lot of a lot of different kinds of like meats and vegetables being cooked up. A couple of people have like some pickled, uh, pickled. We're not able to identify the food, but it's some sort of vegetable.
That's my favorite. They Might Be Giants album.
Pickled some sort of vegetable. All right.
Unfortunately, I'm drawing blanks on ways to further the investigation unless we start covertly like bumping off other would-be auctioneers.
I mean, we could just fast forward to the auction if you'd like.
I feel like there's stuff we should be doing. I'm just fucking. My brain is calling me useless.
Well, I think we're like pretty well staged for the auction. I think we just need a plan for
the auction.
Yeah, like what we're gonna try and do exactly.
Yeah.
Do we want to try and buy the thing, and then
my thing is
how's the buff gonna go down? You know.
My thing is, what are we gonna do? Because old geezer over there knows Eve and I, because pretty much he threatened Eve and I threatened him, and he sucks at intimidate, and I intimidated him, so he's kind of gonna notice us, unless.
Is he an Iron Wolf?
Yes, he's one of the higher ranking ones.
Yeah, but they know I'm with Watchmaker already.
Well, depending on the dice, he might just be, like shitting his brains out and not there. So
this is also true.
It depends.
We could make an effort to get rid of points of contact to us. Just try to eliminate that variable. So, like, who the fuck is that? Like, I don't know. And then anybody who could vouch or who could answer that we should or shouldn't be somewhere is on the shitter.
Yeah. So do we want to go into the auction as a group then, not like break apart once we're in there?
That's a good question. We might want to do one overt team, one covert team.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because
I mean, if people could recognize Tigo and Eve, I don't think they know a lot about Gar yet. They know, like, the guy threatened him, but all they know is that he was preaching about, religion.
And I don't think he saw you either, right? Because you were in the booth.
I mean, he was preaching in the open though, so.
Oh, true.
I knew I was preaching about it. But like they might not be surprised to see me show up at the auction. The preaching could just be my cover.
That's
holy artifact. You need it.
So I think either just Watchmaker or he and Gar maybe should actually attend the auction.
And even I try to get in through unconventional means.
Perhaps.
I mean, we can tail you into the to the auction where you go in, and then we can find a way in from there.
Yeah. Trying to think of other ins. Like my cover is that I'm working for a rogue trader.
We're supposed to be your bodyguards.
Yeah.
Wandrill Halkett, yeah. Fuck, I have the brain dumb.
Yeah.
Guys, don't smoke weed. This is what it does to you. Or do, because it's awesome to not just hate every moment of your existence, but...
Yeah, that part is nice, isn't it?
Right?
You also went to sleep hella late.
I did. I did not get a lot of sleep. I worked very hard yesterday getting my own campaign ready to rock on a one-day turnaround.
I mean, I'm okay with going.
I mean, I guess if we're dry on ideas,
covert.
I mean, we could. You know what we could start doing is like, let's look at outcomes. Outcome that we know is unacceptable is somebody else leaves with the marble or the jewel, right?
It's a pearl.
Pearl.
A red pearl, right?
It's
Specifically in our orders, nobody else is supposed to get away with it. We don't necessarily have to get it ourselves. We just have to identify all the potential buyers, right? Or are we supposed to get the
No, I think we're supposed to get it.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
So we can't let somebody else get away with it, and we can't get it ourselves and then let them get away.
Okay, so we have to probably win the auction. I will tell everybody that we've been told we have to stay on the ship until the payment's received. But I think we're banking on getting out of the warp and into the Inquisition's jaws.
Right.
So
you also need to expect something when we get out of the warp.
Yeah, just in case. So we need to win. Ian, what was the nature of our payment? Like, we were given the money for the down payment, and we're authorized to speak on certain inquisitorial accounts.
You were basically just given a whole load of money for purchasing the Pearl and Thrones. So you should expect you in your possession. You probably have something to the effect of about 500,000 thrones.
Okay. Fortunately, do we have a realistic estimate of what we think it will go for at the auction? Like, or maybe we could start trying to game the opponents so they'll lose the auction? Because we do still have to get it home, which means winning the auction or dealing with anybody who stops us from winning the auction. We got their names last time, so we know who they are.
And your 3 objectives that would be written down on the data slate: identify and capture, kill the person running the auction, identify the people who are attending the auction, and recover the pearl.
Okay.
We could also, we could take a different tactic entirely here. We could just move on them now. Like, we know where What's-Her-Face is. We have weakened their guards, hopefully. Maybe we wait until,
So
we have today and tomorrow, and then the auction is the day following.
Yeah, so it's in about a day and a half time.
Yeah.
So of the objectives, we have completed the buyers.
We've completed getting their identities.
Yeah. The second one would be to kill Morgana.
Kill or capture, which
capture.
might have to happen after the auction unless we do the full alpha strike.
Right, and the third one would be acquire the artifact.
So if we don't want to actually go bid on it, we could just attack Morgana. Capture
I like that
her.
idea, but how do we survive the next however many days on the ship while we're still in warp?
Always the old question.
Once we've taken control of the situation, we could just go to the captain and be like, "Look, we're in position."
The captain
This is a bust.
The captain was also bribed by these guys to give them the crew quarters to run this. So
right.
you can't be under.
He's
you
in
can't assume. He's in a bad position. You also can't assume that he might not be in with them too.
I think we should assume he's in with them, but he also probably wants to stay alive and keep his ship and his commission.
That's true.
So if we bust them and then go to him like, "Look, you were harboring heretics, and we know it. And so if you don't want to be burned alive as soon as we come out of the warp, you're going to do whatever we say."
That is valid. I wonder if we could pull some sneaky beaky shit.
So how's this? So they're gonna pretty much put the laxatives and all that shit in the Iron Wolves. Why don't we see what path they take to get there? We still have a day and a half, and then use that same path to get there and do what we need to do.
All right, yeah, we can
wait till tomorrow and see how the Iron Wolves are doing.
Yeah, let's continue waging psychological warfare on them to weaken them, and I'll start seeing if we can study some of the gantries and the mapways between the sections so we know where we can go and what to expect.
Okay. So fast forward to tomorrow.
Okay.
Do some fact finding.
Okay. So we'll
just looking sickly.
So we fast forward to tomorrow morning. So greeted by really the same scene as before. People getting up, making breakfast, drinking coffee, morning preaching and calls to prayer. And the Iron Wolves look fine. They And in fact, they're no longer kind of like slipping and sliding on the like their shoes. Like they don't look like they're walking on ice anymore. They're just kind of walking normally.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sorry, I just switched headsets.
It's okay.
And the Iron Wolves officer who you've been meeting with comes up to Watchmaker to collect his 20%.
I'll give him those gems, and kind of give him the significant look of we both know these are worth something.
He takes those gems, pockets them. Pleasure doing business with you.
Any updates from the rest of the Mutlers?
Concerning what exactly?
Concerning business.
Oh, they're not going to be bugging you or cutting into your share anytime soon.
Oh, good.
And I should imagine that you're getting a lot more business considering, and he just holds up the gems.
Getting there.
Well, Morgana was quite happy to get your entry fee, so we're looking forward to seeing you at the auction tomorrow.
Anything I should be aware of, and I'll, if I have anything else of moderate value, I'll slide that over the desk.
Just be prepared to bid high.
Right.
Well, he takes those extra thrones and starts to leave.
Is Valeth suddenly not around anymore?
No, Avel's there. With all of his crew, they're just surrounded. They are back from doing their work shift and are just at the at their little tent city playing cards before they hit the bunk.
Okay, I'll stop by and just be like, hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah,
Any news?
Iron Wolves have doubled guard duty around the barracks. None of my guys got seen, but definitely did not get in to help them with the trip here. So
That's a shame.
meh.
Put in everybody's food.
Everybody on the ship.
Yeah.
Demons invade, and they're like, let's go pick another ship.
I think I'll
Everybody's
take stuff
pooping.
back from them in case we get another chance to use it.
Well, we still got the insulation and the medicine you gave us. Yeah, Iron Wolves just saw us, thought we were actually trying to install some insulation in the ship, but they wouldn't let us into the actual barracks.
Got
Alas.
it. So, yeah, I mean, I do really want to get these guys. I have my own reasons for wanting to torment them. So, I'm gonna grab this and see if I can get it in there a different way. Hey, Valeth, you wouldn't happen to have any ins with the kitchen staff, would you?
Maybe I could check.
Oh, we should have gone with Old Reliable. It works every time.
I mean, I talk to the chef, talk to the head cook every once in a while, but
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd call us friends.
What kind of booze does he like? Does he like money?
Oh,
Money
I
booze.
mean, we always
Everybody
like
likes
money, but wine. He likes wine.
Okay.
He's got some of the cooking sherry. Some goes in the food, some goes in the chef.
Where's he quartered?
You gotta go down 10 levels, and he's on the aft side.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can find some non-rancid space wine real quick, and then I'm going to see if I can go find this guy.
That's my favorite kind of space wine.
Go ahead and make an influence roll to see if you can acquire space wine.
Space wine!
Spine.
It's fine. Go.
Yep. You're actually able to find a monk who his order actually makes their own wine, and so he's got this a whole crate full of 100-year-old bottles of wine that his order has been like religiously producing.
I'm actually gonna buy a case of those.
And using a little bit of like trade and just your own influence and knowledge of the Imperial cult, he's able to procure you like 5 bottles of the stuff. Is like, please spread this, give this to the faithful. This is the reason why we actually make this. It's to go to the faithful members, the most faithful members of the Imperial cult who worship the God Emperor.
Got it. I will bring this unto the faithful. You have my assurances.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. So I'm going to take... I guess I'd probably have a... Yeah, I mean, I have my backpack where my brazier is mounted, so I'm going to stash my newly acquired wine stash.
You would, yeah, have enough pockets, I imagine.
And grab the jug of laxative and stash that as well.
And the cube.
And then I'm going to head off to try and find the chef.
One of the members of the crew steps in front of you as you attempt to enter into the restricted hallways.
I will drop a bag of 100 thrones on the ground.
You actually realize...
You dropped that.
You actually don't have any money currently. You've used up all your money.
Used up all my money. Okay.
In this area. It's all at your, like, tent and the other side.
I'm going to tell him that I have been sent by man, what would he check out? Didn't the watchmaker would have it.
I could probably
They gave him something to be able to get through to get to the auction and stuff, and can probably move around now with that, but I don't have that.
Yeah.
I'm going to... What bullshit can I make up? I need to bring this medicine to... I'm not going to say where I'm actually going. I need to
Doctor-patient confidentiality.
I've been asked to transport this to medical. It's confidential. The chief medical officer swore me to secrecy, but this does need to be delivered by hand by me. It's very sensitive material, so I do need to pass.
He looks at this like moonshine jug, and go ahead and make a charm.
How about a deceive?
Yeah, you can make a deceive.
That I'm going to go ahead and fate.
Okay.
This is bullying.
That's why we say it's fate points.
Calling the police.
Come on. Man. Right.
Oh, I didn't realize medicine was transported in a moonshine jug. Yeah, that's cool. No.
All right.
Could I try to microbead him right then? Like, for the love of God, where's that medicine?
Yeah, you could if you wanted to. If Watchmaker wants to roll a deceive, you could do that as well.
Would be a deceive, wouldn't it? Can I try command this if I'm commanding Gar?
You would have to command the
guy himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do have charm trained now, though my fellowship is only 30, so.
But you could definitely try.
I kind of hand him the microbead and like, look, I have so and so on the microbead, and Watchmaker could just pretend to be somebody.
Yeah.
The man is pooping himself inside out. I need that medicine. I don't care what you put it in.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a command if you'd like, or charm, or whatever. Yeah, there we go.
Yay! I passed a social roll.
Hooray!
the crew member's like, oh, I hadn't realized. Here, come with me. I'll take you right to medical.
Now gently beat him over the head afterward.
And he just kind of like starts to lead Gar towards the medical bay.
All right. So
There it is.
something's gonna have to happen to this guy.
Boot to the head.
Can I have like no perception? So I can't really guarantee that it's going to be a good place due to my lack of really being able to pass an awareness roll or anything. But I'm going to look for a likely, maintenance closet, side hallway, whatever. That when we pass it, I will then beat this guy unconscious and hide him in it.
Okay.
Would I be able to help with that by, if I know they're going to medical, maybe send Tigo to show up and just cold cock the guy?
You would have heard him say that he would be taking Gar to medical over the microbeam.
Alright, so I will let Tigo know. You got a head to knock with Gar.
An anonymous assailant would be, yeah, that'd be great.
I mean, I'm already like on the Iron Wolf shit.
You're like getting your mugging pants on. Like, why do you have those? For
right.
mugging.
All right. Tigo doesn't really know where medical is, so he has to find out somewhat quickly.
Is that something we could help with?
If you could do it like over the microbead, you could. Like
that is kind of a source of suspicion if anybody's listening in.
If you wanted to give like directions over the microbead, you could.
Yeah.
Or Tigo can attempt something to find.
I could try inquiry, like with somebody's. I need to go to medical to get some medicine for one of my companions.
All right. Because you have to do this very quickly, though, it's going to be at a negative inquiry. It's going to be at a -10.
Can we have Chewie sniff out the medicine?
Let me fate that.
Okay. Well, actually, yeah, it's pretty potent. All right. Wait.
That's a I faded.
Yep.
Is that
Okay. Nope. Never
-10?
mind. Nope. You're. Did you do it at -10 or?
Yeah, that's a -10.
Oh, okay. Then yeah. Tico's able to find somebody who's able to tell him like, oh yeah, medical is gotta go 3 decks down and then just follow the signs. And of course, that's in a restricted section, so you're gonna have to get somebody to, bring you there. They'll bring you there if you're hurt.
You just pull out your chainsword. You're my golden ticket. Aren't you lucky?
Okay, so I guess I'll take his directions until I get to the. So I stop right before. Can I stop right before the? Where they would have a guard?
Yeah. So.
And stealth the rest of the past him.
Yeah, so you could go ahead and roll stealth. And if Eve wanted Chewie to sniff out the medicine, he would be able to. It's pretty potent smelling.
Does Tigo know how to get there now?
Tigo knows how to get to medical, yes.
We'll just wait on this roll.
All right.
Hooray.
I'm just going to quickly roll an awareness.
I mean, would Chewie be helpful, though, to help find the kitchen, too?
Yeah, you could try that. Tigo.
Yeah, we do have a couple irons in the fire.
Tigo puts on his like cameline cloak and begins to stealth through, at which point he feels a hand on his shoulder. Can I help you? It's a restricted section there, sir.
Need to get some medicine for someone's really sick. Can I bribe him?
Yeah, if you wanted to bribe him, make an influence roll.
The way the session is going is reminding me of the Donald Glover bit where he's talking about where the little person on the train insults him, and he's like, how can I get this guy to call me the N-word so I can call him a midget? Except it's like, how many roles can we figure out before we actually get to one of our basic, tiniest day-to-day objectives?
I succeeded in bribery, I think.
Yeah, Tico just hands him like a pouch of thrones. He's like, oh, well, why didn't you say so? I will escort you to medical.
Now we have 2 escorts.
And he begins to bring you
Spider-Man point at each other.
down to the medical bay.
Can I awareness a opportune time to dispose of him as we get closer?
You could, make an awareness to see if you hear anybody in the immediate area.
Okay.
Like, you get down to a section that you, like, don't see anybody beyond the 2 of you, but you're not sure if anybody's necessarily around. You're not...
Let's fate that.
Okay.
Is this guy an Iron Wolf? Or
No, this
like
just
a regular
crew
ship
member.
guard?
He's just a member of the crew.
Just knock him unconscious.
Tigo is able to hear a... He's able to listen in, and even though he hears, like, the hum of the ship and the various sounds of being in, like, space, it doesn't hear, like, any footsteps or anyone coming. So as far as he's aware, he at least has a little bit of time.
I want to turn the drummer field on and take him out, then turn it back off.
Okay. Tigo flips the Summerfield switch. The immediate area goes completely quiet for, like, a 2-meter radius. Go ahead and make a weapon skill at a +20. He's not expecting a strike. He's like not expecting to get hit by you.
Now, are you going to turn him into dog food, or are you actually just going to knock him out?
I think I knocked him out pretty well.
Yeah. He's not really expecting. He's not really wearing armor and gazoom type.
Bless you.
And so plus that's a really good hit. So we'll just say for the purpose of just gazoom type narrative, the Tigo just pops him in the back of the head, and the guy like slumps to the ground. And now, Tigo, you have an unconscious man directly in front of you.
He tripped. Oh no.
When under the wheels.
You could take him to medical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, so I'll put him over my shoulder while looking for some place to dispose of him, and go to medical and just say he tripped.
All right.
And he hit his head pretty hard.
We're doing get help, except it's with an actual enemy.
Call for help. Call 911. Tigo is well.
Do I do awareness for this? To see
Um.
if there's a place to dispose of him.
Yeah. Go ahead and make awareness to see if you're able to find anything, anywhere to put him. You'd see like a storage closet, like a storage room.
Is there anything to tie him up so he's just there for a while?
It is a lot of equipment, so it's basically spare parts. You're able to find some like wiring that would work. So go ahead and do like a sleight of hand to see if you can get like good knots.
So there's gonna be. I have a thought.
Yes.
And this is probably already scaring you.
Uh-oh.
What if I completely rip off his clothes so he's not gonna be terrified to go out there in the nude?
I mean, you can certainly do that. Yes, if you'd like.
He would probably be smart enough to know. I mean, I suppose if I got knocked over the head and woke up naked, I would probably want to get help.
Well, yes, you would. But what if I calmly take off his clothes so he thinks that someone is trying to impersonate a crew member? So now they're gonna impersonate the crew. They're looking for people. The crew.
Look for somebody who's in uniform when we are in fact not in uniform.
Yes, I wish to do that.
I like it.
I wish to do that.
Okay.
Tie him up.
All right, go ahead and you pull off his uniform. It's basically like a jumpsuit. Go ahead and roll sleight of hand to see how well you tie him up. Not too bad.
Apparently decently.
Okay.
Not a first time
to
event.
undress someone.
Apparently not.
He's basically in his underwear. You get wiring and tie him up, and stick him in the closet.
Can I gag him just in case he tries to yell?
Yeah, you would be able to find something.
Okay.
And we'll just go with the same sleight of hand roll. It'll be fine.
Yes.
So now you have the uniform of a member of the crew. and a member of the crew who is unconscious.
All right, then. Let's go to medical.
Okay. So
Apparently, I'm a troublemaker here.
you're able to find, following the signs, you're able to find the way to medical. And so you're standing outside the medical bay right now, around the same exact time that Gar and his guide come to medical. So all three of you are now outside of the medical bay.
Right.
And guy just like starts to guide Gar into the medical bay.
Is this where you want me to code cock him, Gar?
Gar kind of gives you the look.
He has not touched the door, right?
He's heading towards the door now, but he hasn't touched it.
Has he seen me?
Did you attempt to hide?
I would have liked to attempt to hide headed there.
Go ahead and make a stealth roll.
Where the hell stealth? There's stealth.
Okay, 4 degrees, not bad. He doesn't see you.
Okay. Strummer and knockout.
Okay, go ahead and make another weapon skill at the +20. Okay,
Really?
you,
No, let's fate that.
okay.
Is that my second fate? I've lost track. I'm so tired. I'm sorry.
we're all kinda out of it.
Yeah, I believe it is. Okay. Tico goes to, like, kind of cock him, but his foot slips, but he's able to recover enough that he's, like, he goes for, like, the right hand hook, slips on some, like, puddle of water, and just, like, recovers enough to get him with, like, the left hand to the back of the head. And this guy also, like, goes unconscious. And Gar, basically just sees, like, his guy just get, like, popped in the, like, and just, like, slump over, and then Tigo is there.
Ah, Tigo. So nice to see you.
So, likewise. I don't know. Do you think it's a good idea to also take this guy's?
No, because then they know 2 people got into medical and 2 people are missing their uniforms.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna head off towards the galley, wherever Chef Guy lives.
Okay.
Okay. So you go to Chef Guy, and I make my way out of there.
Good
Well,
job.
there's water, right? So it actually does look like he like slipped and fell.
There's a puddle of water, yeah.
Put a couple pans on the ground like you knocked him over.
Okay. So Tico just will...
Any cameras in the area?
you could go ahead and make an awareness roll to see.
So how long does it take for you to clear this? And
I won't... I gotta go, like, dig into it and, like, do it. It's gonna be...
Oh.
It won't take me long, but it'll take maybe, like, 5-10 minutes, depending on how things want to go. Okay, there you go. No, you don't really see anything. You're pretty sure, especially because this is just a transport ship, there's not a very strictly that high level of security.
Okay.
Yep, so you're not able to see anything.
Okay. So I guess I'll leave.
All
Car
right.
goes to do his thing.
And you wanted to arrange it to look like he had slipped on the water? And...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just make a stealth to see if you can arrange this, so that he it looks like he slipped and fell. Like you can disguise it. You wouldn't get the benefit of your Cameline or your Stummer.
Okay.
Yeah, you're able to place his body with like just on his back, with his head looking like you kind of rub the head on the wall so there's like a blood smear, and make it look like he slipped on this puddle of water, fell backwards, and struck his head on the back of on the wall, and so he's like unconscious outside of medical.
Excellent.
And while you do, Gar heads his way to the galley, and Tigo is perfectly fine. Tigo just is able to do whatever he wants.
Was that roll to see if anybody came by?
Yes.
Let's get the hell out of there.
All right. Chigo makes his way out of the area.
Can I do an awareness to see if there's anything?
You should give
like,
Gar money while you're there.
Oh yeah, I toss Gar some money.
Okay.
Wait, that's out.
Chigo gives Gar a little bit of money, which will reset Gar's influence.
Yes.
And then on the way out,
Roll again.
and then on the way out, can I just take awareness, see if there's any way we can like sneak in and out that's maybe not guarded? Or
Yeah, go ahead and make an awareness roll to do that. If Tigo remembers that if he wanted to head back to the bay he'd left, there's now no crew member standing at that door because he's now in a maintenance closet.
And I assume that the way Gar came is also set up the same way.
Yep.
Because he's got a concussion.
You have 2 unconscious crew members. Yep.
Okay, and there's no other like sideways. It's just those 2 ways then.
That you could think of, and you would probably be able to identify that the other like any entrance or exit beyond those 2 are guarded.
Okay. Secret. This ship sucks. There's no secret entrances.
It's just a heavy transport.
This ship sucks.
I'm doing my best. Sorry I'm not perfect like a Grand Strike Cruiser.
Sorry I'm not an Emperor battleship.
You're forgiven.
Babaka.
But yeah, it's, and Gar was given directions, so he knows how to make his way to the galley. So is able to head down. Crew members that do see Gar just assume he's meant to be down there.
Gar walks.
Yeah, if you walk around with a clipboard really fast, no one will bother you.
That's exactly it.
Yep.
It works for people in places of management.
At which point Gar is able to get into the galley. So the galley is, it's a bunch of stoves, ovens, and other like sinks, refrigerators, freezers, a lot of chefs and members of the crew who are just running around cooking up lunch and dinners. The head chef there, the head cook, is like ordering people around, sampling some of the food. He just like takes a sip of some stew. He's like, ugh, more salt.
Yeah, I'll approach man in charge over there.
Gar has salt for him.
Eh?
There, cookie.
Yeah, what do you want? Hey, you're not supposed to be here. Who are you?
Step aside here with me. I have something important to talk to you about. I'm gonna kind of
Make a charm roll, because he's right in the middle of like cooking.
We're calling about your transport's extended warranty.
Come on, charm.
Yeah, I'll reset this once the session's done.
Yeah, maybe just do kind of a shortish one today.
Well, we could call a little early, yeah. Maybe we'll do it at like, call it around like 2:15 or so.
Yeah, sorry to be lame, I'm just tired.
Well, at some point a charm roll is gonna happen. So
I believe.
rather than waiting, it would be.
I'll be right back real quick.
Okay.
Just a flat because I'm just trained, so I can just do.
Okay. Yeah, just roll D100.
There it goes.
44 versus a...
Fellowship is 51. So
All right. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. He just goes with you. All right.
And I will say to him, sir, I cannot tell you who I am. However, what I can do. No. How am I approaching this?
He taps his chrono.
I'm going to be like, so, first of all, thank you for your time. I'd like to offer you this bottle of wine that I've come across as thanks. And I'll offer him the wine.
He takes on. Well, you should have started with this. He just like pops the cork out like with his teeth. Like,
so,
sniffs it, drinks a bit. Haha, the good stuff.
Yes, indeed. Now, as you may know, there is a certain population aboard ship right now that has displaced some of the regular crew from their quarters.
Yep.
And as a man of the people, this disturbs me greatly. And I would like to see these interlopers get their comeuppance. Now, this must be done very quietly, for, as you know, this is a violent group. However, I also happen to have here this bag of thrones that I also found. And so I'm going to leave with you this bottle of wine and this bag of thrones. And this large jug of,
Happy
let's
juice.
just call it happy juice. Don't drink it, though. You won't be happy. And it would really warm the deepest cockles of my heart if this happy juice found its way into the food and drink of these interlopers. What say you, Cookie?
He pops the cork on the jug you give him. Ugh. You know, if they catch any of my guys trying to give him this, they'll kill him, right?
Well, that's why I've come to you, for I believe that you can make this happen without any knowledge.
Make a charm test to try and convince him to do this. You give him a bag of thrones and the wine, so you do it at a +10.
The dice have been fucking cock teasing us all day.
Oh, well, I said I don't think you added that 10, so yeah, you're fine. So.
Oh, this charm was, I didn't actually roll charm. The charm that just happened was the one from a few minutes ago.
Oh,
Wow.
Damn. Well, either way, yeah, you.
10, so that's a 22. So this is a pass.
Yeah, so yeah, you give him the wine, you give him the bag of thrones. She's like, maybe we could mix it into something and give it to him.
I'm sure with your skills, you will know exactly what will hide the taste and not be suspected as the source of any troubles.
Certainly, yeah, we'll give it the old college try. And we'll blame you if anything get caught, so.
Yes, definitely blame me. Hold on, what's my other identity? Harold Sensouls. That's who I am.
Alright. Well, good to know. Glad you just straight up told us your name.
Yep, Harold Sensouls, that's me.
He,
Alright, so I will leave this in your wise hands.
He takes it, goes back, drinks a little more stew. No, more salt!
Too much macaroni!
If only, need more salt, much like the God Emperor should have given you more brains.
Is this Chef Gordon
Before I
Ramsay?
go, I'll also tell him that
It's like Gordon Ramsay.
it would be best if they ate this tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's the day of the auction, right?
Yep. Alright, well, we could plan for tomorrow then, sure.
It shall be a nutritious breakfast for our friends. Thank you. And I'll head out.
Takes the wine, just drinks it right from the bottle. Gar heads back to the, well, actually, where does Gar head to?
Well, now that I'm relatively freely moving about, I'll take my clipboard and walk purposefully back to our original zone.
Okay. So to the, I think I said aft. So basically where Gar had set up the very first.
Just aft or I forget.
Yeah.
There's a couple cargo holds.
Gar sets up where he had on the very first day they entered in.
Yeah.
Okay. And Tigo makes his way back to there as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Making my way downtown.
Walking fast.
All right. So they get to the cargo bay. So let's see here. All right. So at this point, it's been lunch and it's getting closer to dinner. Where, or I should say, what would everybody like to do at this point?
I'm gonna start to build. Try to put together like a rough map of the ship and the sections for us to get through quickly if we need to, if we get rumbled or if we decide to pop the cork on the violence.
Okay. I would say this would be a logic test, but if you could think of any other skills that might be used for like using what everyone's described to you to sketch a map of the ship.
I was thinking if I could get access to some sort of schematics, I could do a tech use.
Yeah, there would be schematics of the ship, but you'd have to. You wouldn't know where they were, so you'd have to convince you have to either go and find them or convince somebody to get them for you.
Could I try a trade armorer to reflect experience with weapons of this variety, or not weapons, like scaled engineering of this variety?
You would be able to do that for like weapons, but the ship does have very light weaponry for defending itself. So you could make.
Probably not on that one.
Yeah, I mean, you could do like a trade armor skill to kind of figure out what weapons they were using and where they'd be located.
Yeah, it's a start at least. Can I use my multi-tools tech use bonus because I'm kind of doing a tech usey thing for it?
Yeah, you could probably do that.
Like I'm not trying to build a space gun. I'm just trying to study the space gun.
Yep. Okay.
Study the space gun.
Watchmaker's able to find that the ship has very light front-facing I think they'd be called macro. They're front-facing macro battery. Like, basically, it has one gun right on the front of it, and he would know that the gun, about where it'd be placed, it'd be below the bridge somewhere, as well as the magazine that would actually, have the macro battery rounds go into the gun and where those would be stored. So he can.
But I also know, based on the ship's armament, what other systems and gantries would go into supporting that configuration of a forward gun, so I can get a little bit more map info.
Yeah, you would know that that would require a special crew that would basically like pulley lift the rounds into the gun itself, as well as the generator, the connections that would connect to it in order to actually fire it.
Okay.
So you're able to figure all that out and have an idea of you don't know where the generator is, but you do know that there would be power going directly from generator to there. As well as like special crew quarters for people who would actually like support that. And even a maintenance bay for it as well.
Nice. That's a good set of info. And maybe I can corroborate that with some of the numbers people have given to some of the various decks and whatnot, and try to get a rough map, because we've overheard using the comm leech where the auction will be held, where people are quartered, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, so go ahead and do a logic to kind of like put all that info together and make like a rough sketch.
Damn.
Or if you can think of something else that... Oh.
Ow. I was going to say maybe survival. I guess scrutiny would be for people.
You could possibly do a survival as well to see if you can like put together the map by memory or how people describe it to you. So
there we go.
All right.
I like that better.
Your logic, attempting to like put it all together in your head, doesn't really work. The map you scroll down, you show it to Tigo, Gar, and Eve, and they very quickly point out like, pretty sure medical and the galley don't actually like lead right into each other, and the macro battery probably isn't directly connected to the bridge.
Shut up.
So Watchmaker's able to sketch out a better sketch of the ship that gives a little bit more accurate information about where everything that you are aware of is.
Can I add my survival roll to see if I can help him make it better?
Yeah, go ahead. Yep. Tigo is able to correct the few issues that were remaining, so you're able to get an accurate idea of the the ship. So you more or less you know the length of the ship and all of its dimensions, and you know where the various places you've been to are, as well as using the steps you've taken to get from like A to B. You're able to identify the length between the two, like the various areas. So you would know where the different cargo holds are, where the bridge and the macro battery would be, and the rooms, both the kind of open area you're in and the private rooms that you would snuck into, as well as the medical bay and the galley. So yeah, you're able to have that information. The rest of the ship is, you haven't been there, so you're not 100%.
Makes sense.
But of the areas you've been in, you have a pretty good idea of where everything is and how to get to and from pretty quickly. All right.
So we'll start getting ready for the auction.
Okay.
Just about down to it.
So we'll
Did
do
we
what?
check the I forgot what it was called again, but the thing to see if there's any news about the crew members we knocked out.
Oh yeah, the comm leech.
Yep. You go ahead and roll tech use for comm leech if you'd like.
All right, I will try that. Fook.
Switching to the various comm channels, not able to find anything that you don't already know.
Okay. Alas.
Alas. All right. But yeah, if you'd like to, we can fast forward to the next morning.
Perhaps.
Okay, if everyone's good with that, then we will just do that. So everybody they go to bed, get sleep, preparing for the auction tomorrow. You wake up, it's about 6 a.m. Earth time, or at least according to any chrono that you can find. Breakfast is being made. Iron Wolves are gathering together, just doing like large sweeps of the ship. And now we have it playing for not quite an hour and a half. Do we want to keep going, or do you guys want to call it for this week and we'll pick it up next week? What's everyone thinking?
I'm personally okay with calling it, if only because my brain is fucking pudding.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll call it a little early then, and pick this up next week. So it's been about just do like 150 XP for the session, and we will pick this up on Sunday of next week.
Excellent, thank you.